Okay, so this is my vlog reflection for my phone expectations plan that I implemented starting near the end of first trimester, at the beginning of second trimester. So this plan included having a phone use, I guess you could say, sign in my room that shows students when they can and cannot be on their phones. One side has a phone with like a green screen, and the other side has a phone with a red X on it. And what I do is at the beginning of class, it already has the red X up, but every day so far, I remind students right away verbally, okay, we're starting class. The no phone sign is up, put your phones away in your backpacks. And then I pause and I make sure that I give students time to do that. And I think that that's important to reinforce that I'm like looking around and checking for phones. And I'll even say that sometimes, like, okay, I'm going to check for phones now. I'm going to look around. Again, I just want to give them enough time to be ready to focus on learning and not try to half do that approach of reinforcing it. And I don't feel like just immediately taking phones right away is the right approach either. And so far that has worked really well to reinforce it. And I think with the classes in general, so overall how it went really, really well. It really helped me to be consistent in implementing the phone plan. So basically what it was is when the phone sign turned to the side with the red X, again, I'd give a verbal warning at the beginning of class, and then if they ever had their phones out, I technically could just take them right then and there. Sometimes, and this is where I'm going to talk about what I would do differently. Sometimes I would give another verbal warning because I do think, and this is my empathetic part, right? This is my has come up in all my personality things. I do think that it can be hard when it's something you're so used to constantly interacting with to just not automatically take it out. And that is why originally my policy was to have them put it in their backpacks. So, but then again, eventually I think part of it was a patience thing as well, or just not seeing every single student put it in their backpacks, but students, I think, put it in their pockets. And instead of trying to like call out randomly the students I think I saw put them in their pockets, I don't really realize they've done that until they, again, generally accidentally pull them out automatically, because I just think they're so used to, just searching for their phone when they're bored for a second, or when they're, I don't know, automatically doing it all the time. So I think those kids slipped more, and I eventually I'm not going to call them out, and decided not to call them out. I just was like, realize that if I catch you on your phones, I have the right to take them, because we need to focus. And I had some students at the end of the first trimester say that they actually really liked the policy. It helped them focus better. A lot of them don't need the part where I take it away. Just telling them and giving them those reminders is what they needed to be like, okay, I need to detach myself for like 20 to 30 minutes and put this in my backpack. Which brings me to the other important part of this, giving them breaks. It was really, really important to try to give them breaks, and I have not been consistent with that. So that is also something I would change moving forward. Usually it's like a 5-minute break, and I only do it about once. We have blocks on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So for sure those days, or a couple of those days, I give them at least a 5-minute break in one of them. I would like to do it at least all 3 days though, for sure. And about halfway through the class. Otherwise, I do kind of wish I could do multiple breaks, so like 2 3-minute breaks, but I just feel like that would be hard to manage, remember to do in general. But I just need to have a timer that's set that I always pull up every time, and I go, okay guys, here we go, we're on our break. I flip the sign to green, I click start, and then when the alarm goes off, they all know, okay, it's time. And then again, I can flip it red, I can do a verbal reminder, check and scan the room, and then we know that we're ready to go back again, right? That all seems like a very formulaic, smart way to do it. So the things I would change, trying not to make this video super long because I tend to do that. I do think my empathy part and I tend to, instead of being a warm demander, right, from Zorda Hammond's culturally responsive teaching in the brain, I do think that sometimes I slip into the sympathizer too much. So I need to, this is why I made this plan, because it also helps me, right? Again, the steps that really help me be consistent with it. So I do think I need to go back to just taking the phones after and I need to be consistent again and always. Like when I flip it back to red, I scan the room and I make sure we're good to go, and I call them out then. I've done it where I've been like, okay, I don't know, Rebecca, can you put your phone away? Like, let's go. Sometimes I even walk around with a bucket if it's a class that can get that sense of humor, and it just kind of like clink it on the desks. But I just need to go back to being like, okay, once we're at that point where it's all put away, if I see it out again, I'm just gonna take it. I'll just what I do that I do think works well and has created an atmosphere that of I guess kind of respect and not conflict is I kind of wait till it's a down moment or work time, and I'll just kind of quietly take the bucket over and just put it on their desk and say, hey, I need your phone. It's okay. I just need it just for like the next 20 minutes, and then you can get it at the end of class, or the next 30 minutes, because it's usually about halfway. And again, I think the breaks, being consistent with breaks, might help with that. So yeah, that's how it went and what I would do with it moving forward. And I'm going to do with it, right? Maybe that'll be end of year thing to implement. But really, I'm going to implement it now because it needs to happen now.